it's just like a lifetime dream, really. Like, it's one of those things when it like comes up, you're not really sure. Like, it's like a pinch yourself moment. Like, you can't believe it's actually happening. Like, you've always dreamed of like playing overseas, or even just playing, like when I was DJing in Newcastle, I always dreamed of doing that.
Techno DJ producer DAVYROE has recently returned to Newcastle after performing his first international show in the UK. DAVYROE is midway through his debut Australian tour, which includes a gig at the Lucky Hotel on the 5th of October. He's also just dropped a brand new banger called Yes. Here's our chat with DAVYROE. I'd love to start off by asking you about how you got into like songwriting and when you first started making music.
Yeah, so I've been around music for like so many years. I was originally a guitarist in bands, went to the uni here and studied music, and it wasn't until about a couple of years ago I went to like a techno event. I was DJing just like for house parties and like fun stuff. Awesome. And then I went to this event. You know, when you just go to an event, you just like come away from it like so inspired. I just had like one of those like big moments, and from there, like that week, started making songs, started like learning like different rhythms and stuff to put into dance music, and literally just took off from there. And within 2 years, we're here now.
Yeah. What do you think it is about techno that like grabbed you?
I don't know. I think it was also just the community, I think. Like the gig that I went to, like it was daydreaming at the Newcastle Hotel, and it was just super like, everyone was just super friendly. The music really resonated with a lot of people. I don't know, I was just really drawn to it. I can't really like put my thumb on it yet. I feel like maybe down the track I'll be able to tell like it's this sort of element from the music that I love. But at the moment, yeah, it's just like the community, and also just like loud music just like grabs you. Like loud, big, bassy music. I think that's what I've always been drawn to as well. Yeah.
So can you tell us about this community? Like, has it evolved since you've been a part of it?
Yeah, heaps. I think the scene, like daydreaming was definitely one of the first events that kind of like encapsulated the like Melbourne sort of like techno scene, and from there a lot of people started doing events as well, like myself included, off the back of like what they're doing. So a lot of DJs have come across, and also we like techno also links up with like house and like different sort of like dance music genres, and we all sort of like come together as one for certain events. So yeah, it's definitely like a big community here in Newcastle, which is really sick to be a part of.
Yeah, definitely. Your most recent single is called Yes.
Yes, that's the one. That's the one. Yes.
That's it. What was the inspiration behind that one?
It was definitely just like, I listened to a lot of sort of like African tribal sort of drums, just because I feel like they're just traditionally really good to dance to. So I found that, and then, like I say, it was just the drums were first, then you added the bass line, and then I've always kind of liked using samples that like people can relate to. Like I have another song where it's like, it says turn it up, like that sort of thing, and like Yes just like really stood out to me. I was like, that's such a good like, and makes a good song title too. I think that's what I also thought. It's easy to name, you just like one word and be done with it.
Yeah, it's pretty perfect. Hey? Can you tell me about your actual like songwriting process when it comes to creating?
Yeah, my songwriting process can be really like, it can start from like, I'll hear a vocal on a, like at the shops, like I'll be in like supermarket, hear a vocal and be like, that would sound really sick over this sort of drum pattern or whatever. Or sometimes I'll just like open up my door, like my like Logic, and just like bash out some drums and be like, oh, this sounds really sick. Because obviously like the drums are a massive factor in dance music. So I'll start with that and then like add a bass line or add like a synth line. But yeah, usually it's just like that one idea will spark, whether it's like a rhythm or it's a vocal or it's like a sample you want to use, or even like a remix edit sort of thing.
Yeah. So you've actually been touring overseas before you kicked off this East Coast tour, which you're currently on.
That's the one, yeah.
Yeah. Was that earlier this year that you were overseas
Yeah,
playing?
I went to Europe in July. So I played a festival in England. It was called Wibbly Woods. Really, really cool festival. Shout out to the Wibbly Woods crew if they're watching. Yeah, really, really, really sick festival. And then literally straight off the plane, straight into this tour. So
that's crazy.
A lot of work, but a lot of fun at the same time.
Yeah. How did it feel to get to play overseas?
Oh, it's just like a lifetime dream, really. Like, it's one of those things when it like comes up, you're not really sure. Like, it's like a pinch yourself moment. Like, you can't believe it's actually happening. Like, you've always dreamed of like playing overseas, or even just playing, like when I was DJing in Newcastle, I always dreamed of doing that. And it just keeps going up and up and up. So, yeah, definitely a pinch myself moment for sure.
How's the tour been so far?
Really, really sick. I'd literally just got back from Perth. Perth was really, really cool. That kind of took me by surprise, I think, just because I wasn't really familiar with like the scene over there or really know anyone over there, of course. So that went really well. Newcastle show was fun. Melbourne was really sick, and then Wollongong was last weekend. So
Brilliant.
so far, so good.
Yeah, awesome. And you're going to be playing here in Newcastle again on the 11th of October.
I think it might be the 5th.
It's the 5th?
Yeah, I think.
It so is the 5th.
Oh,
I'm
there's
so sorry.
No, I'm surprised I can even remember. There's so many dates. I'll be like, I have to get my phone out and like
Yeah.
look at the dates. Yeah,
No,
yeah.
it's definitely the 5th.
Yeah. No, that's all right.
And it's Odyssey.
Yeah,
So-
the Lucky,
Yeah, tell us about that event.
So Michael's actually one of my best mates. So he's been running. We started running events around the same sort of time, and he basically picked up like Sash, are like a house music group that used to do events there on the Saturday of every long weekend. But they moved on, so Michael saw it as like an opportunity for him to like jump in there, and they've been really successful. So I can't wait to play that because like playing your mates' events are just really cool because it's just like a good vibe and like you have a lot of fun.
Yeah. And so you book at the Newey, right? Is that
That
right?
was right. I did only just leave there
You
just
just
recently.
left?
Yeah.
Oh,
That was good fun. But I took over from Hayden Shepherd. He used to run the Newey, and he moved away. But yeah, I left there. But I really enjoyed my time there. That was good. Like working with bands, working with DJs, like booking big gigs like Speed. That was like probably our biggest gig when I was working there. That was really, really fun. But yeah, I've learned a lot from like working there and like industry connections as well. Really important.
Yeah. Can you tell us about some of the biggest learning curves?
Biggest learning curves. Oh, it's definitely just organising like riders and like making sure everyone's tech riders and like making sure like sound engineers booked and that sort of thing. Not that I had any big like catastrophes when I was working there, but like you kind of realise how important it is and how like you are relied on when you're like the sole guy for the bookings. So yeah, definitely was able to like learn a lot from that and like character building almost. Yeah.
There's a lot of moving parts.
So much. It's almost like hard to take in, really. Yeah.
Do you think, would you want to do it again?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, bookings is just like events and like bookings is definitely like where I'd want to like work in if it wasn't to be a full-time DJ. But yeah, either one of the two would be great. Yeah.
Amazing. Well, what else is coming up for the rest of the year?
I think for now I'd probably just like smash out this tour. There's a possible phase 2 of the tour where like might go into November.
Cool.
So announce like a second phase of it. And then at the moment looking to do a ticketed show, like headline show next year in January. Looking to make that a fundraiser event to raise money for women in domestic violence. So yeah, hopefully next year get a date locked in for that, sell some tickets, raise some money for something really important. And yeah, that's probably like the next big project after the tour, yeah.
Awesome. Well, it's been so lovely to chat with you.
Oh, thanks so much for having me on. It's been fun.
No worries at all. Yeah, and good luck for the rest of the tour.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much.